one of the questions I wanted to ask you is, we've seen a lot of Tommy John surgeries
Yeah.
over the last 10 years or so. Um, it's almost like a rite of passage for these guys that you're not a pitcher until you get a Tommy John surgery. Do you feel like that's like the uptick that we see in that specific one is because of the 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 mile per hours we're seeing out of some of these guys? They're trying to get to that higher mile per hour to get there. Is it the way that they're throwing the ball? That what are your thoughts on why we see this surgery more often now than we did 15, 20 years ago?
Yeah, another great question, Steve. And I think it's not rocket science to me. When you look at the average major league fastball today at 95, think about that, right? 20 years ago, the average major league fastball was 88, 89 miles an hour. We had maybe a handful, maybe 10, 15 guys that were throwing mid 90s. Now it seems like everybody throws mid 90s, right? So it really has changed. So there's been an uptick in velocity. And I think the focus on velocity, especially at the youth level, man, I've never seen this before with the amount of coaching and development that goes into increasing arm speed and trying to get kids to throw harder. And, my youngest son, who played 4 years in the Marlins system, he's now back coaching his former high school team. And he said, Dad, man, it's all about velo. I mean, these kids don't care about location anymore. They just want to light the gun up. So I think there's a lot of that going on. And then, of course, you've got much better training methods. There's no doubt. The kids you see today, I mean, look at the pitching staffs today. I mean, those guys are mostly looking like the position players of 20 years ago. They're built up, they're muscular, really good shape. The year-round training has certainly helped bring that about. But I also think that especially youth pitchers, I'm talking kids that are 15, 17 years old. They're playing baseball year round now, which I don't think is a healthy thing. They're not giving their arms enough rest. You've got to rehab that arm, let that arm rest and repair itself. And so there's a lot of specialization at the young age in that. But look, the good news is the technology of surgeries has caught up. Like you're talking about, some of these players that even want to have Tommy Johns, I think it's going to help them throw even harder when they get back.